President Trump's words while he was a candidate on the campaign trail might come back to haunt him. A federal judge greenlights a lawsuit from 3 protesters who say they were assaulted at a Trump campaign rally in Louisville, Kentucky last March after the president told the crowd to, quote, "get them out of here." To unpack this, we are joined by former federal prosecutor Fred Teesey and criminal defense attorney and former head county prosecutor Bob Bianchi. We played the sound from the podium before the break, and we may get back to doing that again. But I just want to get your take, Bob, first of all, on the judge's ruling. If a candidate is up there saying, get him out of here, as Mr. Trump did on several occasions or several times in that particular speech, and these people say they got roughed up, is that his fault?
In the end of the day, John, they're not going to win this case because we have a commander-in-chief, not a Swami-in-chief, where he is supposed to predict the erratic behavior simply because he tells people to leave. However, as Fred will tell you, at this juncture of the stage, at this place where this case is, what the judge was merely saying is giving all the legitimate inferences to the plaintiffs, those are the people suing, giving them all the facts as being true as alleged, that they've made out a case enough to go forward in order to bring the case, because judges don't like to stop people from being able to access the court. But in the end of the day, as far as foreseeability is concerned, and the law here is very clear, that Donald Trump, President Trump, knew the speech encouraged violence. He knew that the speech would cause violence, and he knew that violence was likely from the speech. I don't think they proved their case, and we cannot hold the president, or any public official for that matter, who simply says get out, for being accountable for people who go over excessively and assault these people. Those people who assaulted them should be prosecuted by way of this civil suit, no question about it. But Donald Trump, absolutely not. They will win. Donald Trump will win this case.
Let me read, Fred, just one line from the judge's ruling in this case. He says, "It is plausible that Trump's direction to get him out of here advocated the use of force. It was an order, an instruction, a command." Your take?
No, it's not plausible at all. You know, it's funny, Bob talks about Swami-in-chief. I mean, all I can see is kind of Johnny Carson in that hat. But we'll put that aside for a minute. Look, John, the law about fighting words is very clear. You can't, words that incite violence cannot be grounds, or is not protected First Amendment speech, going all the way back to, I think, Justice Holmes said, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie house. But here's the standard. You have to have the intent to cause violence, then they have to have the likelihood that it will incite imminent violence. Those are the tests. There's no evidence in the record. This was kind of a motion to dismiss. No evidence in the record of intent, no evidence of a likelihood that it was going to incite violence, imminent violence. And it would be one thing if he said, grab them by the collar and throw them out. Let's get them out of here. But he just said, get out. So those really weren't fighting words. And here's a judge who, I don't want to run the judge down. This guy was the U.S. attorney in Kentucky for a while. But here's a judge who was appointed by President Obama. And I think, you know, he wants to give the other side kind of every consideration. Doesn't help.
Bob, is it possible that justice is not blind in this case, that politics might enter in?
John, you know me long enough to know I call it as I see it, not as a Democrat issue or a Republican issue. This is a legal issue. And I'm not going to say that the judge did anything wrong here, because given the summary judgment law, and I don't want to get too technical here, at this stage of the proceeding, not Donald Trump's case, any case for that matter, the judges are very reluctant to throw them out until there's testimony, depositions, and actual evidence taken.
But Bob, sometimes it's their job to throw them out, okay, at a Rule 12 or a summary judgment standard. If under all consideration of the facts, in the light most favorable to the people who brought the lawsuit, if they can't meet the standards, then the case has to get thrown out.
Yeah, Fred, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, because clearly in their complaint they stated a lawful cause of action, you know that, and they allege facts in which inferences could be drawn that there was knowledge or they should have known. It's very difficult for a judge to throw this out. I don't believe it was a political decision. It was a legal one.
Let me get our control room ready to replay that sound that we played actually before the segment started, but maybe we can put back up on screen in the meantime that judge's part of that ruling. Well, all right, let's play the sound from this actual event of then candidate Trump.
Look at these people. Get out of here. Get out. Out. Get out. You walk away. You go bye-bye. and then you double up and triple up the sanctions, right?
And I don't know, Fred, you know, I'm watching them get led out of the arena, these protesters. Right. It doesn't look like there's anything particularly harmful happening to them.
Right. What actually happens to them really isn't the point. I think Bob's right. The question is, what did the president say? But when you hear the president say, walk them out, bye-bye, that's consistent with this message. These people have to leave, they have to go. Not that they have to be thrown out physically in order for these people to prevail. I mean, I can file a lawsuit, or I can sue for Vergara for not going out with me, and I can say I want to go out there, I really, really like her. But the judge will say, guess what? You have no cause of action. I'm going to take all those facts as true.
So again,
that's what's going on
I don't disagree with you, Fred, and you add one other thing to this. In the end of the day, when they have a full and fair hearing, is also what we call apportionment or comparative negligence, where these people go into these locations. I'm just saying it's a matter of common sense, not politics. You're agitating, you got bullhorns, you're disrupting the organization. Sometimes you're going to be responsible when you put yourself in harm's way in a very tense political environment.
And that's true. Bob, but that's what's troubling about this. These people are paid to go and disrupt and create violence. And then instead of taking responsibility for their own actions, they turn around and bring a lawsuit.
If the candidate Trump had said, Bob, would somebody take these people gently by the hand and escort them out of the building, would that be okay?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to do that. The law requires that his words, like Fred had said, have to have the intent to incite violence and that it was reasonably likely that violence would occur. John, to use your example, if they were to say politely, gently, take them out, and 3 random people out of thousands decide that they are going to attack somebody, how can a person, you, me, or anyone else, or President Trump, that's why I said, he's not the Swami-in-Chief, he's the commander-in-chief. He doesn't know that somebody's going to act like a maniac and assault these people. Not his responsibility.
Interesting discussion. Fred, we have to leave it there. Fred TC, Bob Bianchi, we'll keep watching this case and let our viewers know how it proceeds.
Thanks, guys.